Welcome back.
Everyone.
We're rolling.
We are rolling,
Yeah,
says my finger.
that's right. We are rolling. How you doing, Backcomb sis?
Hey, girl.
Yeah,
I have something to report.
She got some. You got some Guns and Roses and GNR.
I know, y'all. I'm sorry. I wasn't.
I don't own one of those.
I'm not very dressed up today.
That's okay.
That's okay.
We'll take you as you come, girl.
I went to an open house right before here, and so I was like, well, okay,
doing
what you get.
Living your life.
So, if you weren't here last week, we talked about tuna crotch, basically.
Yeah, that odor.
That thing going on. So I
had an experience.
I had an experience this week, y'all.
No, it wasn't me.
And it wasn't me.
It wasn't us. No.
It's like that. It's like that.
It's a stranger smell. She had stranger smell experience.
I had an appointment, and I remember I was checking in. I was like,
no,
is that me? But I'm standing in front of somebody. I'm like, is it me? Is it
body
me?
odor? Yeah.
So then it comes time to go into the room. I was at a doctor's office, and I'm like, is it me?
Oh my gosh.
And the person that was in the room with us leaves.
Yeah.
And I had to go out of the space into the hallway. It was so bad, y'all.
No. Oh, honey.
Then I proceeded to put my leg up. I'm like, is it me? I confirmed it was not me. But I was scared.
Oh my god.
Because I was like, what if I've lost that? What if I have those? I've lost that sense.
Oh my god. No, I've been in that situation, and sometimes when I come out of the bathroom, I'm like, oh my lord, I don't know how to help some people,
Huh. I don't know that we should be helping people like that.
Well, I don't know if I can. I mean, what am I going to say?
Some wet wipes.
Put a mint in that dumpster. I mean, I might.
Have you ever used those potty mints?
Oh yeah, I've had a few. Actually, you're the one that turned me on to those. We were in Vegas, I think, at the Wynn Hotel, and I go in there. Oh, this smell like flowers. Oh my goodness! And I'm like, you don't shit like roses. I mean, seriously.
Oh, I had her going for about.
She did. I'm like
22 seconds.
How do you smell so good after your number 2, honey?
So that I can never remember, y'all. Do you put the potty mint in before you poop?
I think so. Well, I would.
Because I think what happens is the bubbles, fizzies come up, and then it kind of drops and pulls it back down. The smell.
There probably is directions, but I would assume so. Because I think
Poopery,
it does have to.
Please let us know, because that's exactly what we're talking about.
We want to do it right.
We want to give you a good old shout out, but we want to make sure we know.
Look, when you drop that, you don't want to be sitting there for. I mean, it's already you got a full toilet.
You don't need.
You don't want to drop
flush,
it in there and it takes
please.
A minute. Do you mid-flush?
Yes. Why would I sit and stink?
I do too. It's like and then you never clog your toilet either because you're not. You don't have all the stuff and the toilet paper all together. So if you it's like a courtesy flush. I guess they call it courtesy flush.
Yeah.
Mid-flush. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's
no.
And in relationships, I mean, this is like relationship etiquette. When do you look? I'm not going to pass gas in front of someone. I'm just not going to do that. I don't care. And I don't want someone doing that to me. So she ain't doing that around me. I ain't doing that around her. I'm just going to have respect.
You know what? And I find it interesting when people think that that's
appropriate.
Like, we're just so comfortable.
Maybe that is comfort.
How many times have you been like walking in a pasture and a horse or a cow will fart and you're like, whoa! Why are we okay to not be that way with our people in our lives?
I'm not okay with it. I'm not going to get crop dusted by some sort of...
Honestly, when my boys...
I mean, stuff happens. It's an accident, but I'm not...
accident. And you know what? If it's an accident, like, I'm not going to make a big deal about it.
No.
But you know what? Here's the deal.
Right.
Maybe that person's keeping track and you want to have intimacy later on and they're like, no.
Oh, see, that kills... Now, that right there...
So you need to think ahead.
I told you I'd said this in another episode. You may have to go back. It's so important. But I had a client literally break up with his girlfriend. They were engaged. She loved him. He loved her. But because she had toilet paper stuck there, and when he was down there, he saw that he's like, and he never came back from that. He never came back from that, and they broke up. That was
toilet
just
paper is stuck down there. What if that was a mistake? What if she didn't
of course
mean
it's
to?
it is a mistake.
Why would she just purposely leave it there, dude?
Because when you pass gas or you've got a moment down there, I'm telling you, it can kill the mood.
I can understand.
It can kill the mood. And so when you're saying if you got something going on,
I know.
Or if you're passing gas, I mean, I don't just.
Well, I'm not even talking intimate. Like, I don't want to be in the same room.
No.
I don't even want to hear a poop
Don't
sound.
gross me out.
I'll purposely, out of respect for myself and that person, like, I'll leave the room.
Yeah.
You know, go do your business. I don't care. You're in a toilet. It's what you're supposed to do. I just don't need
Some people will sit there and they're on the toilet and they're in the shower and they're just talking away, and they're both taking turns.
Which do y'all prefer this? I know Camille and I do. Like, make the pooper a separate room with the door shut.
100%.
I don't want to be out there where you're brushing your teeth.
Nope.
Or I'm brushing my teeth. And no.
Privacy works for me. Yeah, I'm more private.
Yeah.
And maybe I need therapy on this. Maybe I'm just not that self-expressed. I don't know, but
You're self-expressed.
maybe I'm insecure. I don't know. But whatever. I don't want to know that about people. I don't want to know. I don't want to have to wipe some elderly man's butthole either. I'm just saying. I mean, sometimes when you're into the end of life.
So, okay, I know, but when you've been with somebody and you love them.
I know. Like, I would have, look, it's a gyration in my brain. I'm going to tell you, I am going through, I just don't know if I can. I'm like one of those, I don't want to puke. You know, I'm just going to say that.
Okay, so last week we talked about.
Smells affect
That's
me.
your bad thing. I know.
If
you went and did ayahuasca with somebody you were attracted to, right? And they'd have a shit moment. And they were really out of it. Would you help them?
No, that's not my job. Someone else got paid the money. That whoever
is that with a little?
That's their assistant's job or something.
To clean somebody's poop.
I would assume so. I mean, they got to manage you. You can't wander off the reservation. They got to keep you when you're high on ayahuasca in the camp. You know.
I'm
in
probably
the house,
sure
whatever.
that they get a low salary like a prison guard. You know what I'm saying?
These people volunteer. They are volunteers.
Oh, y'all. Why are you volunteering that? Except it could be literally a shit show. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just sit there with your phone and be like, look at this person.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Anyway, so today we want to talk about, y'all, we on Backcomb, like, we talk about things that we talk about together.
Yep.
And we're just bringing it out here to the world, fully being judged.
We're used to that. I mean, you guys
fully being judged.
I have shared everything with these people.
Well, no, you haven't, but
I mean, I'm talking about ayahuasca. I'm talking about
ran over a
guy. I mean, yeah, I'm sharing. I have revealed. People know me now. Like, I am revealed.
You talk about my corn dog poop.
I know.
People know me now.
Well, then you need some. Yeah, and I tell you how to get good fiber. So yeah, that's right.
Goofy sounds that couples.
No, you mean sex sounds.
Okay,
that's the sounds of sex. Yeah.
It just sounds like it should be something with an organ in the background, church music playing. The sounds of sex. Yeah. Welcome to another episode of The Sounds of Sex.
Yeah.
Right. Have you ever? We're asking you. Have you ever been with somebody that makes a sound and you just kind of go, "What?"
Again, it doesn't. Yeah.
Ooh, what are you doing?
It's weird. And then you're kind of again. It ruins your mood. You know, I don't want a lot of noise. I mean, I'm like, don't be all yakking me up. I'm kind of concentrating. You know. So, but don't be closing your eyes either. I mean, look at me, right? So if they're over, you know, or if they gotta be behind you all the time, it's got to be intimate. It needs to be not just.
What about? And I get, especially women, I get why we did like lights out now. Lights out, you know.
Yeah.
Is there? What would you think if a guy said, or the partner, I don't care what sex it is, said, you know, I just want the lights off. Would you take that personal, or would you think it's something on them?
I would wonder if I've gained weight, or if I'm. Yeah, I think I would probably take it personal. I'll be honest. I think if it's something, you want to see something, and or because if there's a shift, people go, "You've changed. You're wearing clean underwear, and you know you bought new." He's got new clothes.
Wait,
Lights on, lights
as opposed to
off. I know, right? Well, just the old ones that are, a little dingy.
new underwear,
Yeah,
not clean, new.
If there's a shift in the action, if there's some sort of shift in the dynamic, I think I'd be a little curious why.
Right.
But I don't know if they're insecure about themselves, they want the lights on.
Yeah.
I think people are insecure on the lights off. That's just the truth.
Yeah. Or, maybe it's like, hey, as soon as this is over, I'm out.
Oh, that happens.
Get everything ready, I'm out.
Mostly for men, because women get more enlivened by sex, and so they're more chatty after sex. Men are like, I gotta crash.
I'm tired.
And it ain't personal, girls. It's just what happens.
Oh.
So you're not going to roll over and do pillow talk. He's going to be, I'm trying to pillow. He's going to be falling asleep. That's just how his body functions. After an orgasm, men want to pass out. We want to go dancing.
Oh.
It's true. You look at the science behind that. It's true.
So what happens, y'all? What happens when you're in the middle? And somebody decides to make a really weird, whether they're saying something or they're
like
verbally
right
being weird. I don't care, but it throws you off, and you're just like, wait, what? What are you doing? Shut.
Well, there's shh. Exactly. Well, and some women can get loud. I mean, I've had men say, I just kind of put my hand in my mouth because I don't want people hearing in the office or anything.
Right.
So, but if it's a cappella and it comes out of a guy, I'm like, it's like, oh, it's like, oh, Lord, that'll never happen again, right? We're just done with that.
You know what I think, though? I think people need to be in sync with each other. I mean, I think if you're going to be with somebody and all of a sudden they just let out, this whole, like,
guttural.
Just like this Star Search build-up song at the end. You're like, what the hell? What is that?
And I want them self-expressed. Okay, I got it. But again, if it's a cappella, right? If it's like this
show us, Camille. What is that?
Well, I mean, something like, they're just so like a cappella. Something like that. Or if they're, the grunting, right? I prefer grunting over a cappella. I'll be honest. I prefer that. But, yeah, there's just, and I think there is a pattern people kind of go through in themselves. And maybe they don't know they're not alone. I don't know.
Oh, man. Do you think that as people get older, are they still vocal?
No, not as much. I wouldn't think so.
Because why?
They're asleep. They're a little, there's probably less intensity, maybe. I doubt it's as intense when you're 60, 70 as it was when you're 20. But it's also maybe just their...
I'm going to be 60 in 2 weeks. Like, what?
Well, and you're probably less sensitive. I'm just saying. I don't know. You be honest, girl. Are you less vocal?
You know what, though?
Are you a cappella?
Phantom of the Opera, right there. I think here's my synopsis. Take the 2 cents worth, whatever you want. Yeah. When you're like in your 20s, you're kind of in it for yourself.
For sure. Well, you can't help but be. I mean, that's just the nature of hormones, right? Yeah.
And then you get married, and then it's kind of like,
Gets routine, which again, there's less intensity, there's less passion,
Right.
That's true.
Yeah. And then maybe you go through the phase where your kids, maybe you're empty nesters, and it should get better, right?
Well, it's supposed to, but you haven't worked on your relationship, but you're going to drift apart.
See, y'all.
Yeah.
You need this.
Yeah,
so anyway, we just find it really interesting that some people think that their mating call is a good idea.
Right. Well, and have you ever been with a guy, girls out there, that just, again, they come across a little feminine sometimes, and you're just like, that's a turn off to me. And some guys don't know they're doing it. I'm not saying that, but again, the acapella, that when they happen, I'm like,
every time you say that, I'm thinking Pitch Perfect, the movie. So now, every time y'all watch that with your kids, you're going to be like, oh, I remember Camille talking about this.
Well, and then don't come up to me after, that was so good with it. Don't talk about it.
You know what? Camille was talking about that. Like, do y'all have a problem with that when people just replay it?
Yeah, let's just go back and remember when, and I'm just... I don't know. That's just my preference. And again, some people will love it. And again, maybe I need therapy for not wanting to just rehash how it went, what happened, and the a cappella song at the end. I just don't know if I want to rehash it. Or it's like,
let's talk about the you know, women, have you ever been just at the sink doing dishes and all of a sudden, you know, it's not a slow romantic press against you. It's as if there's a bunny rabbit back there.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you're fully clothed and you're like, dude, do you really think that turns me on? Like,
well, it is a compliment. He is saying you do this to me. But if you are married,
yeah, but you know what?
I like a little foreplay myself.
The pillow on the couch could do it for him too. You know, I mean, you don't know. What if he's just like, I need it, and you're standing there, so there you are.
And you're my wife, you owe me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's not a turn on either, Ben. That's just not.
No,
not a fun.
Nor
thing.
is like just like, and here's it. Like, you can be playful and fun, and that's one thing.
Yeah.
But when it comes to foreplay, like, don't just go for the boob. Boom.
No.
You know, like you just got attacked. Because I'll tell you what, if a woman did that to their nutsack, you know, they would be like,
oh yeah,
like,
oh
yeah. I got to protect this stuff. You
Absolutely,
know?
That's right.
Well, I think our boobies are the same way.
Yeah. Well, there needs to be, again, hold my hand, kiss me, give me a hug. You know, rub my feet, rub my back, work into it. Yeah, work it up.
You know, the guy's got the NBA game on. He's like,
oh, that is no. If there's a game on, that's not. None of that's happening. I'm going to be center tension. I'm not going to be second to a game when he's over there and he's just, oh, let me get this warmed up. I'm stirring the soup. Let's get the soup stirred up.
You done, Camille? Yeah, you ready? Let me know.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think men would be happy with that, but not women.
So what's the deal? Do men? This is a therapist in you. Do men think about it more during the day to get ready for that night, or do women?
I would say men think about it every 4 seconds. That's science, okay? They're thinking about a sexual thought every 4 seconds. Now, I read that. Not sure if that's accurate still, but that's what I read. I think women are thinking about the romance of it, not just the, you know what I mean? So it's like there's more of a romantic feel about it. Oh, I can't wait. And so it's more of the feelings. But men are thinking about the physical mostly. Yeah. So that's kind of my therapy approach. Yeah.
So now that it's getting summer,
yeah,
we're going to change the subject a minute. Now that it's getting warmer, I should say.
Yep.
I just want raise a show of hands that we'll never see. How many of y'all are going to lay out in your backyard?
Don't you dare try to embarrass me right now. So I peed out there one time, and I shared that with you, and now the world gets to know because you think that's funny. You think that I was on the grass. It wasn't like I sprayed everything.
Oh, you laid down and just let it roll down your leg?
Oh no, I was squatted.
Oh, she's in her backyard.
She wants to just change the subject just to embarrass me, bitch. You just wish you could. You got too many close neighbors. I got acre behind me. Ain't no one gonna let me pee. No one watching me pee. You just wish you could.
Here's the thing, y'all. That's funny about Camille. She is very. Y'all, I saw a snake today in my yard. Actually, it wasn't even in the yard. Came up, the cracks. The joints, right? The joints in your driveway.
Sidewalk.
Yeah, or that it came up. They had separated right, and you know how that happened when the earth shifts. This thing came up and kept going, and my daughter's standing there. She's like, "Oh my gosh, there's a snake!"
And she's gonna get it. Go get the hook, Mom. Go get the hook.
I know.
Love her.
She's the one that she had snakes as pets. So I'm like, "Hey,
her.
Little snake, go right underneath that tire so she can roll over you when she gets out."
Yeah, no.
Anyway, I don't remember where I was going to go with this because now you brought up snakes, and then my mind.
No, you brought up snakes. No, you brought up peeing in the yard, and I'm. Anyone out there pee in your yard? Has anybody else ever peed in their yard? I just. And I'm not saying in front of people.
Oh, I know. I was going to tell you about Camille. She is very clean.
I am.
She is very tidy, very clean.
And I'm
just surprised that you just went and pissed all over yourself outside.
Didn't. I had a towel. I could wipe myself with my towel.
You wiped yourself and then you laid back down on the towel.
No, I was in the chair. I have a lounge chair. The towel was sat and it went right in the laundry.
Did you get up to pee?
I did.
Then why didn't you get up and walk to the house?
I had to go too fast. I couldn't. I drank all this
Do you know
water.
what, Camille
I'm
and
hot. I kind of sleepy. And oh my God, I gotta go.
I'm just going to pull the trap door over. Do you know what, Camille and I, one of the best feelings, we have coined this phrase, and if somebody steals it, we're going to be sad. A pegasm.
Right? When you have to go so bad and you've waited for so
bad. I said that to Aaron last night. I said, have you ever had a pegasm? He's like, girl, what are you talking about? I said, when you you don't know if you're going to make it and you finally make it to the toilet or your backyard.
And it just flows out.
And you're just like, oh.
Well, that was my moment. So I had a lot of water. I'm out in the heat. I was sleepy. You made fun of me. You bitch. I swear to God, dear. When this camera goes off, you are going to be in trouble. I'm turning this cammer around. I'm going to turn the camera. I'm going to tell your dad. I'm going to tell your dad. Remember those times your parent mom?
Yeah, I'm telling Mom.
When your dad gets home. My dad didn't do shit. My mom was the mean one, so she lied.
And people are supposed to, I always think man, you're just training your kids to be afraid of that parent. You just wait. You just wait till your dad gets home.
Sick your dad on you.
Just wait till your mom hears about this.
Right. It's true. It's actually me. It's abuse.
But I listen to my kids now, and they'll be like, yeah, none of us wanted to tell you, Mom. I'm like, was I that mean?
No.
There was some fight.
Well, she's mean to me. I know, right? She's mean to me.
There was some ketchup fight going on in the house that I wasn't there of.
Over ketchup?
No, my kids started throwing ketchup.
Oh.
And I had this chandelier that, if you've seen the ones from IKEA that are like the white paper flowers. And I look up and I'm like, what are all these red dots all over the white paper flowers on my chandelier? It had been from ketchup and barbecue sauce flying. Because they were mad at each other and they were throwing stuff.
Okay, that is... And they cleaned up everything but that.
They didn't... It was like a crime scene, apparently. They missed that. But you know what moms never miss? We know. We know.
We will know it all. Well, again, much ado about nothing.
About nothing. We're just here for giggle therapy, y'all. That's it.
And we do talk about this. This is what we...
This is Camille and I are at her office, and we literally were like, we start talking about these subjects, and we're like, hey, that's a good one for Backcomb. So we know you're already talking about this stuff.
Well, yeah. Do you like noisy sex? Do you like people talking through it? Do you want it? Do you want to be reminded how great it was?
Phantom of the Opera? What?
Yeah, or the grunt. You're going to be grunting. I mean, it's just to each his own, right? And I don't want too much conversation. Anyway.
Camille's like,
I was going to say, sheep. Yeah, it's like, well, I mean, not nothing, but I just I don't try and talk to me about your day. I just...
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
We're
all right. So
we
now have to quit because I got to edit some stuff because
we're
in trouble. All right, everybody. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.